Good morning. Today's video is about the compost that I've shown you in the autumn, the various stages, and today it's more looking at the finished results or ongoing results. And I wanted to just run through each one. I won't spend long on each one because it's only limited value of what you'll see, but I just wanted to show you. This is the wood chip compost, absolutely in gorgeous condition. I've used a bit of it already, perfectly ready for the garden. This will be used on this bed here, and away we go. Now this compost bin over there is the garden waste compost bin with a few green weeds on top. It's got to be mixed in. It's growing very nicely under the canopy, but basically it's nowhere near ready. Hopefully you can see that. Well off. For me, at this moment, this is ready for another dose of nitrogen, turned, and a long-term project ready for perhaps March, because there's quite a lot of fibrous material in there yet. And this is that wood chip compost. It's actually in a pretty fine condition. On the bed now, ready for springtime, and looking lovely with the paths all dressed in wood chips, fresh wood chips. This is the really fast compost that I did back in November, 17 days. It's a good mulch. It's of the standard where there's a few bits in it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this yet. These bits here are bits of bracken that are not decomposted yet, but they were good for the aeration. I think I'll probably sift this and use it because it's finished the process. It's in a good condition. Just needs a little sift, that's all. The white bits are bits of cabbage. just so you aware. But this is the second seaweed compost. This is using the old compost from previous years that had been basically spent, and then adding seaweed to it. This seaweed is now very mushy and well on its way. There's something I didn't tell you on the last seaweed video, and that is explain the different types of seaweed. That being that the kelp is an underwater seaweed that rots down really fast. The bladderwrack here, which stays around for longer, has a different chemical makeup because it's a seashore seaweed, so it has to resist regular exposure to air, so it rots down less easy, but it's got more minerals in it. It also acts like a natural slow release fertiliser, because this will be gone by the time the potatoes are cropped, and it will gradually release its nutrients as it goes. So it's a brilliant addition. Alongside the kelp, there's a fast rotting down. Any questions, please ask in the questions below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But this is in perfect condition. This must be a couple potatoes I've missed, so I'm not particularly happy about. I'll have a search through that later on and dig them out. So I'll probably have a turn of this one just to get rid of the growth there. Yeah, I won't show you the one because it's more advanced than this one. It's got a little bit of kelp left back in it, but again, it's in perfect condition, ready for the potatoes. Now these are my worm bins. It's such a narrow space here, I can't really get the tripod in to show a proper view, so sorry, but you'll have to accept. Just look at that, absolutely gorgeous. It's good enough to eat it on its own. This is my compost that has been completely devoured by worms. There's a couple left in there, but basically it's ready to go. Perfect stuff. This is my active worm bin. And as you can see, there's plenty of action going on. The worms are working on it lovely. This will be ready for the potatoes this year. I actually don't know why I put that last load on top of the carpet. Not a great idea. Never mind. It probably made sense at the time. It needs a bit of a feed now, but I haven't got time today, so they'll have to work through what they've got. They work through the tea bags pretty well. They'll be gone soon, but it's not their first choice food. And these mini bins are made up. This first one is the bracken and seaweed. It looks like bracken. Doesn't look like compost, so this is going to need more time. It's well on the way. It is nowhere near finished. So that was a bit of an optimism for me. Most of the seaweed is gone. There's a little couple of steps, a little couple bits of the kelp. It's a fine experiment, but it failed. In its aim, of course, it'll make good compost in the end. I know that, but its aim was different than the results. Now this one is another failure. This was the partial leaf mode with seaweed left in, and the leaves have not really moved on. It's been moist enough in here. The seaweed is gone, but look, it's leaves. It needs quite a long time extra, and then it'll make lovely compost. Oh well, you can't win them all, and this is not winning. So I wanted to show you these composts before I actually use them, and that time is coming very fast now. They'll be used on the bed on the end there as a no-dig potato bed, a very light application on the field bean bed, because just that boosts the fertility there, and definitely here, which is supposed to be legumes and cabbage, not cabbage, beans, celery, lettuce, spinach. So we definitely need to get the fertility in this area. I have got coming up plans to make spring batches of compost, and I'll take you through that again once that starts, but we've got to wait for the grass to start growing to provide the nitrogen boost that we need. Anyway, I hope this helps you see the successes and failures. It's not all successes, and I think it's always important to acknowledge where you go wrong or the work in progress, like on the garden waste bin. Yeah, it's been good experiments doing it, and hopefully you've learned something from watching me actually make this stuff. And then later on in the year, about March time, I'll be starting off the tests of the 30-litre pots of potatoes, with the various different blends being tested for actual yield to see how good these composts are. That'll be interesting. And I should have said, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Keep safe.